Hi, One Forum News brings you the best. Please kindly subscribe to this channel. Your comment and your likes will be highly appreciated. Yes, the D-Day is here. We are talking about South Africa's election, the general election of South Africa. Yes, it's a big day in South Africa. We're not talking about any other day, but we are talking about 29th of May 2024. Just Wednesday, yes, not any day far away. Wednesday, 29th of May 2024. That's the D-Day. We've been with you. We brought you everything about this very election, the preparation, and everything when it comes to the researches and the survey. We brought you everything, all the analysis, all the things that you need to know, the court cases, the campaigning here and there. So we thought it wise that the day is coming. That's the day of the voting. And everything of ours will just be ready if we are not able to teach you something or to inform you or remind you something about what will take place on that day. That is 29th of May 2024. That is how to cast your ballot. Yes, how to vote successfully. Even if you are not going to vote or if you are not part of the voting, at least know it for yourself or also to teach someone, or if people are talking about it, you can also talk. It's just a reminder. We know you know already, but we are just here to remind you. But in the first place, let's take a look at the number of people that have successfully registered for this year's election. We are talking about 27.79 million human beings. Yeah, those are the people that are going to take part in this year's election. But most often than not, when it comes to election, as we have the number to be 27.79 million people, it's not everybody that will successfully get to the polling station to vote. Yes, that one can be established because some people may be sick, some people may also be indisposed, some may be involved in accident, or some may even die. Yes, that is human nature. That will definitely happen. And some people also register they cannot successfully get their cars and things like that. And some of them will also travel from one province to the other here and there, or some may even travel to their hometowns or be on sick bed. That is why everybody will not be there. But when it comes to issues like this, it's very important for us to put it together with the previous years. The previous year, let's take a look at what happened in 2019. We are talking about South Africa's election, 2019. During that time, about 26.74 million people successfully registered. Those were the people that registered for the vote. It's important for us to establish that when you talk about the population of South Africa now, talking about in the area of 62 million human beings, yes, but only 27.79 people, that is 79 million people successfully registered. Now, I was talking about 2019 before. In 2019, out of that 26.74 million people, only 17.64 million people successfully registered. That represents about 66% of the vote. Yes, some may ask, about 100 people, 100%, that is about 26.74 million people. How come only 66% successfully registered? Yes, as I said already, some people will be indisposed. Some people will not even be interested again because of voter apathy. That always happens. But on the average, the 66% in 2019 is okay on the average. It's averagely okay for the voter turnout in the country. So now as we are looking at this year's own, based on what even happened in 2014, we are talking about 2014's election. What happened over there was only 73% of the people that registered successfully voted. That was on the high side. But when it got to 2019, it reduced to 66%. That is why some pollsters, those that study or do research on elections and voting, they are projecting that it's likely that the number will come down a bit. But looking at it generally, the euphoria there, the campaigning, all the things, the interest and the anxiety, how the youth are also anxious. We are hoping that there will be something a little above the 66. Though some of the posters are also, when it comes to research, you all have your views to say, and at the end, the factual point will be gotten after the election, because that's the only time that you can get the voter turnout. So that is what we are waiting for. But based on all that is going, it will hover around the 66 plus or minus as usual, yes. But based on precedents, the evidence of the past, from 73% in 2014 to a decrease of to 66%. That is why the posters are saying so. But you need to consider other factors also, the interest of the people, the social media, and how everybody is anxious. And don't forget, this year's own is like the 1994 election for people of South Africa, because they are seeing the 2024 election as their 1994. That may urge a lot of people to go out there to vote. But when it comes to the youth of today, you can't predict them. Anything can happen. There may be some other things that may even take their interest from. But let's see what will happen at the end of the day. But the pollsters that is those that observe election, they are projecting that the turnout may be low. But I can say for a fact that there is something surprising going to happen, something above the 66%. If whatever comes out, we are all making projection and we'll go with the actual figure at the end of the day. Yes. Now, let's take a look at something that is happening in that country. When it comes to voting, there is a need for you to understand how the process is. So let me crave your indulgence in order to read exactly how the process is going to be. When it comes to issues like that, you don't need to miss out anything. Everything has to be in order. So I'm going to read some of the things verbatim so that we all understand, so that we don't miss anything. Now, as I said already, the voting is going to take place on May 29, 2024. And the polling station, that is the voting stations, will be open. The stations will scatter all over. People know their voting stations already. Where you register, that is where you vote. You know where you vote already. So that is where you cast your vote. And the stations will be open 0500 GMT. We are talking about 5 in the morning. That's the time that the polling stations will be open. In some provinces, some people will even be there as early as 3 so that they can do it quickly and go. But the official time is 5, that's 0500, that is 0500 GMT. That is the South Africa time. That's what we are talking about. And the poll will be closing in the 1900 GMT. That's later in the evening of that South Africa time. We are talking about GMT. So we have a very long day to cover. Yes, it's going to be very tiring, but what I would advise is it's better for you to go early enough. You cast your vote, you go back home and you relax. If you watch TV, you watch TV and see how proceedings and things are going on. If you decide to come back later in the evening after the poll is closed, so that you can also see the counting, so that you can also report to us, yes, that this is exactly what is happening in your area. We'll count on it for the best. Now, let's go through the process also. Now, every voter, once you get there, as one of the people that are going to vote, every voter will be given 3 ballots. Please take note, 3 ballots. That's why I'm taking my time to read everything to you verbatim so that I don't miss anything. Every voter will be given or will receive 3 ballot papers. Now, the very first one, the first ballot is national and will consist of a list of political parties vying for 200 seats in the National Assembly. That's the first ballot paper that you'll be given. The second one is a province to national ballot. That is province to national ballot, which will include parties and independent candidates seeking to represent each of South Africa's 9 provinces in the National Assembly. That is the second one. Please, let me repeat. The second one is a province to national, that is in a quotation mark, ballot, which will include parties and independent candidates seeking to represent each of South Africa's 9 provinces in the National Assembly. Lawmakers elected with this second ballot will take up the other 200 seats in the National Assembly, that is in the Assembly, with each province allocated a number of seats based on the size of its population. Yes, as I already said, you can go to our previous video about the proportional representation or the system that South Africa practices. That is why we did that video earlier. So if you need something, further details on that, you can go and review that very video that is on how the system works, the political system, what they practice here and there. Now, the third ballot paper, that is the third one, will be to elect members of the provincial legislature in each province and will also include parties and independent candidates. In the past, it was about parties here and there, parties there. But this year's own, they've introduced or they've roped in the independent candidate also. That will be some new changes. But what I can advise is when it comes to voting, please don't feel shy. That is your right. When you get there and you have any problem, ask the people around there. Not necessarily the party agent, but ask the people around there, those that are supervising the process over there. Ask them, how am I going to go about it? But don't let them do the voting for you. No, vote for your candidate. Follow the processes. Let them guide you so that you can do it and do it yourself. Please be neat about it. Hide your phone and whatever it is. Obey the laws. The security services will be there. Please let them also help you do the right thing. Just quietly cast your vote. Don't make any noise or don't make any disturbance. Just go quietly, politely, cast your vote. It's your franchise. Yes, that's your national assignment. Take it as a national assignment and do it for South Africa. That's the beauty of democracy. That's the only way that you can register your protest or you can even attest to the candidature of someone. So please always take part in an election or when it comes to voting, and do it perfectly well so that your vote can count. We wish you all the best. Please don't forget, always subscribe to this channel because we'll be here to bring you everything about the result, every detail about the result, the incidences that will happen, the corruption or any bad thing that will happen, even the good and the bad, everything. We will bring you everything, especially the result. Yes, every candidate at the end of the day or at the end of that's the closing of the polls, everyone will know their smoothness level. Please, if you know that you have problem with your heart attack here and there or your BP, please let your medicine be beside. This is just something. It's a process. It's a democratic process. Don't take it so high and affect or worry yourself. Please, let's all be safe out there. If there is some disturbance somewhere, please hide, rush, and go home. Yes, that is why it's very important that once you are done with casting of your vote, just go home. Wait quietly at home. You can watch your TV or go about your normal duties or your normal endeavors. Yes, that is how it is. If the time is up, we are talking about the 1900 GMT, that's 1900 GMT. You come back, you listen to the result or the vote count at a polling station. But if you want to be very safe, just be at home to observe everything on television. Thank God we even have TVs on our phones now. Yes, or always. Kindly subscribe to us. We will bring you everything. Subscribe to this channel. We are talking about One Forum News for the best when it comes to everything and anything about this year's election and anything about politics in Africa and historical antecedents. And always be in touch when it comes to security and crime. We will be here to bring everything to you. We will analyze everything to your understanding. Please, if in case we miss something, our viewers, our listeners, please kindly comment about it. If it's something that we left out or something that we are not able to elaborate on very well, please kindly remind us or just type hi on the comment section. Your comments and your likes will be highly appreciated. Thank you so much and always be in touch with us. Thank you.